Do you have a vision for your life? That's the question one of my coaches asked me recently. In my head, I was thinking, oh, geez, it's another one of those doozies like, what's your purpose? What's your why? How many people have a vision for their life? Still, stick with me in this video. I'm going to walk you through my process of creating a vision so you can create your own vision. It's a 5-step process. So my coach defined having vision as the choice to see beyond the short-sighted limitations, boundaries, and demands of everyday life. And as I attempted to answer her questions, I found myself continually coming up with reasons that I can't have a vision. Like, who am I, Steve Jobs? She said, practice imagining that you're never limited by what you already know, what you have in your life now, your education, your experience, even the people around you. How would you see things differently? What would you do if you had unlimited vision? All right, so first step in creating your vision. Reflect on how you've already made a vision come true in your life. It could be with your work, finding a partner, having a kid. We've all done this. Some people have stretched more than others, but I'm going to focus on career for this video. Now, honestly, when I rewind back just 2 years, I had a vision of what I wanted for my career. At the time, I was a private practice therapist working with men and women, and I worked in a rehabilitation hospital with clients with strokes and brain injuries, spinal cord injuries. But my vision was working with men full-time and focusing on men who identified as nice guys. I didn't just want to do therapy. I wanted to do coaching because I felt it had transformed my life. I wanted to quit my job at the hospital, which is a job that felt safe, that had benefits and a steady income, but one I just didn't feel passion for anymore. So I imagined running men's groups. I imagined having a podcast. Fast forward 2 years, and every one of those things that I had visioned, things that felt like a stretch at the time, came true. I quit my hospital job. I've got a busy private practice now where I'm coaching men, and mainly nice guys. I helped to co-found a men's community called Integration Nation with my mentor Robert Glover, the author of No More Mr. Nice Guy. I'm co-hosting a podcast called The Nice Guy Show. I'm having a blast doing all of these things. So this vision stuff works. I already know that. Now I look back and I think, well, those were all doable goals. So in other words, I've already started to figure out, I've already started to forget how challenging it felt and the anxiety that I had about making these moves. But the purpose of this visioning practice is to imagine that you're not limited by what you already know, or what you have in your life now, or your education, or your experience, and the people around you. So the second step is just let go and imagine possibilities, including things outside of the realm of my experience. Okay, so I did this and I realized I want a global coaching practice. I want to work with men and women from around the world, not just on nice guy problems, but big world problems, big leadership problems, with people leading companies, organizations, and governments. I love learning about other cultures. I've already worked with clients from every part of the world, Europeans, Africans, people from the Persian Gulf, China, Australia, New Zealand. So that's something I'm realizing now when I say I want a global coaching practice. In a way, I'm already doing it. So the stretch is to work with more leaders solving big problems in the world. But I also want to lead my own community, a community of like-minded coaches, creators, and people interested in self-development. So what does this community look like? I'm really not sure. There are lots of communities out there now. It's hard to think of my own unique community. But here's what I know. I know there's a lot of power in having a community to learn from and grow with. This is something I've already learned from being part of different men's groups and now part of the Integration Nation community. So I want to create retreats and events that are fun and that expand people. I want to speak and perform at these events. I know I'd like to keep podcasting with the Nice Guy Show and growing that show. I can imagine us covering a greater range of topics and having guests on the show. We could be interviewing celebrity nice guys Also, we really need merch. We already make a lot of catchy comments all the time, and that could go on Nice Guy Show merch, t-shirts, hats, hoodies, journals. We've got to do a Nice Guy Show tour. And I just want to meet Faisal and Chuck in person. And I want to meet our audience in person and have fun with them. And I want to have my own podcast. I want to go in depth with other coaches and therapists and healers to learn their secrets and share them with the world. Okay, third step. Notice where you have resistance. So I have resistance to everything about this whole activity. I'm not sure what I can accomplish. I'm afraid I'll do a bad job. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done a podcast all by myself. I've worked with business owners and entrepreneurs, but not whole companies or organizations. I feel like I'm borrowing vision from other coaches or leaders. I bet there are things I'm not even thinking of that I'll want. I know my vision is incomplete. I don't know where to start. I may never finish. I don't know who I need to ask for help or guidance. I'm anxious. My mind is spinning. All right, so that's my resistance. That's what's going on in my brain, which leads me to step 4, which is soothe yourself. So my assumption is that this is my brain's natural resistance to change, to the unfamiliar and the uncomfortable. So of course, I don't know how to create all these things. Okay, so I'm going to start with one small step at a time. I'm going to recognize my wins, including the win of creating my vision and making this video, putting it out there. I'll practice gratitude for getting to go through this process. I'll let go of the worries and rumination. I'll use this vision to create new goals. I'll ask for help from people I know. I'll ask for help from new people and make new connections in the process. I'll give and I'll get support from other people working on their big goals. So those are all ways I can soothe myself. And step 5, what does your vision tell you about what you need to work on next? So I said that I want a global coaching practice working with leaders from around the world. I'm going to be on the lookout now for clients who are leaders of companies and organizations. I'm going to look for opportunities to connect with people in other countries, something I already do. And I'm going to keep taking a leadership role in Integration Nation and also explore other communities to find out what are the things that I like and dislike. I'm going to keep looking for ways to lead events or opportunities to speak. I'm going to post this video on my own YouTube channel and start creating more videos. I'm going to learn more about creating videos and podcasts, and this will be a step towards creating my own brand. And I'll continue to think about and articulate my vision over time. I'm going to make it a regular practice. So if you're watching this video, let me know what you got out of it. Share your vision and how you're going after it. And I'll see you next time.